Good morning, watch fans. This is Big Jim with the Big Giant Wrist, coming to you from Las Vegas. Here to talk about watch news. There's been a little bit of development. Nothing tremendous. Wasn't like September where everybody dropped everything. This has been a pretty good month, October. I'm surprised to see it. So I want to do a little update. Of course, this is the last thing I bought 2 weeks ago, maybe. Put it on a Barton NATO. Just love it to death. It gets a lot of wrist time. Very sporty. It might be the most casual watch I own, I think. Just that the NATO and the yellow just really go well together. The black NATO, really nice. And I put these out because they're two of my favorites, just because they look great. So we're going to start off with Seiko. Brand new Seiko limited edition SNR 049. Part of the Prospects line. It's, it's this watch with Zaratsu polishing and, here's a nice picture of it. A spring drive, it's got the beautiful dial. It's a GMT, it's spectacular. Seiko's gone out of their way to make this limited edition watch that is just unbelievable. It's a $6,000 watch, of course. What are you going to do? It's beautiful. It's a direct competitor to everybody else's high-end GMT. So, I'd love to see one. I don't really like a lot of the high-end Seikos. I love this one because it lines up and it's paid for. That's always nice. But there's some really great watches out there with Seiko, and this new Prospect is really a grand slam. Another new release was from Bell & Ross. It's from the BR05 line. Integrated bracelet, strap or bracelet, actually. Very integrated, very nice. Here's a good picture. It's a chronograph, double pushers. It's also about $6,000, $5,900 on the strap and $6,500, I believe, on the bracelet. It's a modified ETA 2894-2. Beautiful watch, really spectacular. Very, very much a retro-looking watch. I really like it. It's a little pricey, but, a good watch costs a good amount of money. The Zenith Chronomaster. It seems like Zenith's put out a whole bunch of chronos lately. This is one of theirs. A direct reproduction, not a repo. A direct reproduction of the 1960s Zenith A384. Tonneau shape, 37 millimeters, dome sapphire, and exhibition caseback are really the only updates to the whole retro 1960s look. Beautiful, beautiful watch, just amazing. They knocked it out of the park. I'm a Zenith fan. I have a Zenith on my to buy list. This is very extremely limited edition, 150 pieces, and it's $8,700 US. So they ain't messing around with that one, folks. Beautiful watch. I'm just looking at my notes so I don't get lost. And of course, had to have some G-Shocks. Disappointing here was G-Smart was due. G-Smart, which is the G-Shock version of a smartwatch, it was due. It's been delayed because of the pandemic. So who knows when it's going to be here. Could pop tomorrow, could pop in a month, who knows. But other G-Shock news, a new DWE 5600cc-3. Quite the mouthful. It is a slightly larger version of the 5600. The reason why it's slightly larger is because it is completely interchangeable bezels and bands. Very cool. Here's a nice picture of the set, nice picture of the watch. It's a carbon core, and it's actually reasonably priced at about $267 US. It is, unfortunately, a JDM, Japanese domestic market only, release, but of course, there's the internet, so we can always get it. But pretty good looking set. I like it. I wouldn't mind having one. Might try and find one. G-Shock had quite a few other releases, and here's a picture of all the releases. Very nice. But the one I'm interested in is the 5600. So Not a lot of news. There was other things to talk about that I didn't mention. It's okay. There are a lot of smaller brands, things that I'm not interested in. But these are the ones that I found the most interesting. Unfortunately, what I'm interested in costs a small fortune, except for that G-Shock. So that's cool. I can always wet my whistle with a new watch with something that's reasonably priced under $300. That'll be nice. Well, this has been Big Jim with the big wrist. 8.5 inches means I'm wearing a NATO most days on G-Shocks, but when it comes to the other brands, the Seiko bands fit, and this is an no, it's not Uncle Seiko. This is a strap code Hexad. Out of the box, fits 8.5 inches. It might even fit a 9. And of course, the Tudor Black Bay 41 Heritage fits 8.5 inch wrist all day long. I believe I even took a link out of this somewhere. There's a link in the box, I think. I took one link out of it, so, it might fit 8 3/4. If you got a big giant wrist like I do, sometimes finding a watch to fit comfortably is tough. You have to persevere. That's why they make NATOs and NATO adapters. They're just fantastic. You can scratch your itch and still make a watch fit you. Well, thank you for listening. This has been Big Jim. I will catch you on the next one.